obviously I'm watching like YouTube clips and stuff, and I'm seeing like people on ESPN talk about it, and it just frustrated me a bit because they keep saying this is a problem for the NFL, and it's not just the NFL. Like, everybody that has left ESPN, they now saying about how messed up it is at ESPN, but they don't want to talk about that. They just acting like it's just in the NFL. Or like Stephen A. Smith was the loudest voices calling for Lovie Smith and Marvin Lewis to get fired. But then he said, we don't have no black coaches because you keep crying for them to be fired, bro. You think they're going to get a second chance after you cry for them to be fired? Like, damn well we don't get second chances. So I just wanted to, from like an average person standpoint, because I think the most powerful statements are from the former players after like the allegations. And I'll go through them. Like the former players make some like great, like, especially I think RG3. I'm gonna get to his later because his was actually I never thought about it that way, but
yeah,
pretty much Brian Flores. He coached the Dolphins for 3 seasons. First season wasn't so hot. Second season went 10-6. Third season, 9-8. People expected those teams to tank. They're supposed to be trash, but they were winning games. Turns out the owner was offering him $100,000 a game to like each loss. And he was like, dog, that ain't me. That ain't me. So he was like, I ain't doing that shit. So I'm gonna get to that part after we talk about the next part. You had the interviews. So he had an interview with the Giants. And pretty much Bill Belichick texted him saying congratulations. But it turns out Bill Belichick texted the wrong Brian. He meant to text the other one. He was like, oh, I misread the thing. My bad. And Brian Flores was like, I didn't even have my interview yet.
No. He said, fuck. I didn't mean to double text. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. He didn't have the interview yet. So
Good
people
luck next
know,
time.
the Rooney rule, it's still you even have to have it, but it's just that's where it has. So with that, unfortunately, he's not going to change that. People going to hire who they going to hire. Unless you provide real transparency, you're not going to change that. And then the Broncos jank is the one I felt personally was pretty much he had his interview. Half the Knicks come in hungover, not taking it serious and shit. There's like, bro, like we ain't hiring you type shit. Yeah, that's the energy he felt. So I guess from the interview complaints, like, do you have any sort of reaction to that about like the interviews?
No, I think it's a dumbass rule. Yeah, it's in effect, but it's a dumbass rule. Just like with jobs got to meet quotas, just hire one black person. Like that's a dumbass rule. Like the person, you know how they're gonna get treated there. So why even like set up a thing? I mean, like I'll take it for. So I have a family member or a friend, pretty much, that had a job at a company, and he went in for an interview. And he pretty much told him, he's like, why y'all, he's like, pretty much like, why y'all wasting my time if y'all not gonna hire me, if y'all not gonna promote me?
Yeah.
Like, y'all just waste my time interviewing me, but y'all already know who y'all want. So, what, like, he said it's like halfway through the interview. He's like,
Mm.
y'all really don't want me. So, like, why y'all even wasting my time? He's like, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah. I think so. I'm curious if people who some part of this video, if you can leave a comment, just let us know. Like, how does this happen with you? Because I know we're not the only ones. And to be honest, white people probably experience it too. White people, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure white people experience it too. But mine was so dude, my supervisor actually had a child and was out. So pretty much while he was out, I low-key held it down. So another supervisor position opened up and he was recommending and like boosting me up, like, yo, you should go for it. And he said, I'll like leave a word for you and everything. I was like, all right, I will. I go on the interview. Dude didn't check my resume. Half the questions he's asking is on my resume. I remember looking at him like, bro, it's right there. You have my resume right in front of you. But I was like, whatever, I'm answering the questions. And like he's you can tell he's not taking it serious. So I
yeah,
felt some type of way. In a way, like you feel embarrassed, or like what Brian Flores said, like you feel like humiliated. I'm like, bro, why am I here? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
afterwards, I felt some type of way, but it was whatever. And then homie, the dude he hired is obviously we in Virginia, if y'all know. The dude from North Carolina is this white guy. And what triggered me, he had the nerve to tell us Oh yeah, they actually they hired me last month at a service center just to give me some experience with the company, and I'm actually friends with a manager that was in the building. He said, yeah, he just hooked me up with his job because I was moving to Virginia, bro. I got up, I walked, I like Doug. When I tell you, it took everything out of me. It took everything out of me. Where I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, talk about first of all, that's white privilege to the max. I'm like, bro, you don't see anything
Yeah,
wrong with you telling us that? Like, why are you
yeah,
telling us that? And then
and
for you to make me feel some type of way, like in the interview, dude literally told me people like me need to apply for jobs more like in customer service. I said, what? Like, what the fuck? And then you hire this bozo who was out after 4 months because he's stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, and so they ended up, if y'all don't know, they fired the dude because he's a dumbass. The director who interviewed me, they fired him. But still, that shit happened everywhere.
yeah,
So don't just act like it's just the NFL.
yeah,
Now, with the losses, I thought that was a very interesting. He was offered $100,000 per loss. And I was hearing a lot of people say, well, if he would have lost, he would have got Joe Burrow and still had a job. No, that's not true. Y'all really think he trusted Dolphins to keep his job?
no,
What they would have did, they would have drafted Joe Burrow, and then they would have hired the next offensive genius young guru to be the coach. As Joe Burrow can be like an offensive like that was bullshit. So when people were saying that, I got a little irked. So I'm like, y'all stop being so naive. They would not. He was not going to get a real opportunity after they got Joe Burrow. He would
no,
have if he started off like this year. He started off 0-7 and they finished 9-8. If he started off 0-7 with Joe Burrow, he would have got fired after 6 games. You know, he wouldn't even got to 0-7.
yeah,
So it's like,
yeah,
bro, don't do that. I didn't like when people were doing that. But then you hear Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson was
yeah,
offered, I think, 50,000 to lose games. And RG3 actually spoke on that. And that actually, when I started thinking about it differently, he said that was my
yeah,
last opportunity to be a starting quarterback. You know how that makes me feel to hear? You know, it's just,
yeah,
bro, like that you could have that. Obviously, you can point out other facts in his career, but he's like, bro, that really hurts me. Like, damn, like it could
like,
have ended my
yeah,
career. So
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even say that. I would say I would put all of RG3 things on Washington.
yeah, but that's
It's it's all about mismanaging your players.
yeah.
And the coach is the first one to blame, which is right, but it's wrong. Most of the time, if there's a problem, it's at the top. That's why people from the Cowboys saying get rid of Jerry Jones.
Well, yeah.
You
So
talk to any Cowboy people, they say get rid of Jerry Jones.
what's going too with the losses? A lot of people, and Dominic Foxworth actually pointed this out before this happened. When a team is pretty much they're not, you know, damn well they're not going to win. What they do is they hire a black coach just to so they can just endure. Like, hey, I do a lot of losing. Here's your opportunity to coach. You know,
Yeah,
so that's a
yeah,
problem. And then I'm thinking about, well, damn. Remember what happened in Philly with the Sixers? To trust the process.
yeah,
But that I feel is different because basketball is a different sport. You can literally get 1-2 players. Like people don't even talk about all the misses Philly had in the draft. They only just talk, oh, they got
yeah,
Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Yeah, what about Jaleel
yeah,
Okafor? You know, like Nerlens Noel, Michael Carter. Like they had a bunch of draft picks that didn't work out, but they just want to focus
yeah,
on those two. But that coach, he got a couple years. The coach that endured all that losing got a couple years, and after that, they said, okay, you can't do it, you out. So it's like, bro, I'm the one that's getting a fucked up record for this and y'all
yeah,
benefiting because y'all got one of the best centers in the NBA now because of my losing. So with Brian Flores, when they
yeah,
show his thing, Brian Flores looking for a job, they show his record like 24-26. What if he was
yeah,
losing those games? It would have showed what, like 8-40? You think he would have get
yeah.
another job being 8-40?
Bro, Hugh Jackson went 1-15, one in 17, 1-18, one in 17. Bro, like what?
Yeah, he hasn't gotten another opportunity since. You
Yeah.
know,
Even the who was the coach for the Detroit Lions?
Jim Caldwell. You talking
Yeah.
about yeah,
When they
dude,
went
he went 11-5 and they said he didn't meet their standards of winning. The Detroit Lions said
that
he
went
didn't meet their
0
standards of
and
winning.
18. They didn't win a single game in a year.
Yeah.
How?
bro.
But meanwhile, you got teams that never made the that like haven't even like think about making the playoffs in the last decade, and yet their coaches still got it.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Come on now.
it's insane. So my whole thing, they were saying, what does he expect to change? And he's inspiring. First of all, I commend him because he actually is in competition for other jobs that are open. So for him to do this, he's pretty much doing that. Look, I don't care anymore. I'm tired of this shit, and I respect that. I respect that because he's not on his last leg doing it on his way out. He's actually like, nah, he's a strong coaching candidate for a lot of places.
Yeah, but he's like, fuck it. I'm tired of the politics.
I think so. Everyone, obviously, you're not going to change. In the end, people are going to hire who they want to hire. And if you say be transparent, they're just going to use code words. That's all. That's not going to change. I think what he really opened the door on is the tanking, though. If I'm the NFL and you want to protect the integrity of your league, you got to do something about that. And
That's the biggest trigger for me. Like fucking protecting integrity.
yeah,
Like my thing is y'all say okay, let's do integrity, but y'all constantly fucking lying. Like
I know. Bro, all the statements are being like, oh, that has no merit. We don't know. And get up. The lawyer said, bro, y'all investigated inflated footballs longer than y'all did this one before y'all released a statement. Like, damn. And I
yeah,
was like, God
like
damn, that's a hell of a point.
yeah, like
I'll take a
you're
day
like
to
my
look into
thing is
this.
y'all lie so much, and when somebody finally say no, they're fucking lying. They're like, oh well, we got integrity to keep. Like, no, y'all don't. Y'all don't have no integrity,
I think
like
what
at all.
the realistic end game for this particular case, I really feel like because they did it with Jerry Richardson, where they were like, bro, you gotta sell your team, get the fuck out of here. I
Yeah,
think if it becomes proven, like fact, hard facts, that they were trying to pay off coaches to lose games, I have a feeling the league is going to get them like, look, y'all gotta sell y'all teams because we can't have our league stand for this shit. Because the
yeah,
NFL people don't know their stadiums are built with tax dollars. Like
yeah,
this stuff is funded by taxes, but they're a
yeah,
private organization can do what they want. What kind of
yeah.
sense does that make?
The only team that's not and that have a board and the directors that don't have an owner
Is
is
Green
Green Bay
Bay.
Packers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think if I really feel like the end for this can be like, okay, Miami, I think the Miami's owner and Cleveland's owner, I really believe the league might be like, look, if y'all, we can't be up here tanking games and you got to discourage other owners for doing it. So you can be like, all right.
Yeah.
And those are two shitty franchises. So, it's not like you say doing it to Jerry Jones, not like you doing it to the Steelers or anything.
No,
You
you
pick
gotta
two
throw the
shitty.
book at them.
Yeah, so I have a feeling they're gonna be like, look, y'all gotta sell your team, and I can see the NFL being like, all right, Jay-Z, can you get like a really like a black group to buy one of these teams? And I think if you could just get one black ownership group, I think that's going to end up being a W here because there's nothing you
Yeah.
can do about a lot of this shit.
No, it's nothing. And then what's gonna happen is they're gonna sell it down the line, or they're gonna sell part ownership.
I think it's gonna be like the Bobcats or now the Hornets when the dude Rob Johnson, he's the BT dude, he's the one who bought the Bobcats. He only wanted to sell it to a black person. He wouldn't sell it to a white person because he was the only black owner. So that's how Michael Jordan became the owner.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
that's going to be with that franchise. So say like the Dolphins have like a black
yeah,
ownership group. I think they're going to keep it black until there's more black owners.
yeah. And I wanna no, no, NBA get it too, because there's some fucked up shit going on with their draft too, with the whole entire they owned the fucking Pelicans, and they was getting first round draft picks and shit
Oh, the
like that.
lottery. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
conspiracy theories. They're conspiracy theories, though. I
but
mean,
no, but
I get
you
what you're
own it.
saying. Those
Yeah,
conspiracy theories.
doesn't matter. You was waiting for somebody to buy the team, and you still getting first round draft picks like crazy. Come
Yeah,
on now,
yeah, that's a conspiracy. You talk like the
it's
number
a
one overall pick.
conspiracy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's still like that's kind of coincidence.
yeah, you can say that, but it's the but and I think on the players, I'm not saying they do it this year because like people played and like imagine Odell Beckham. Like, bro,
Yeah,
they tried to slam this dude's name and when he was in Cleveland. Like he will
yeah.
shit. Like, I ain't gonna ask someone like that. He shouldn't play the Super Bowl. Everyone like Matthew
No.
Stafford, he spent his career in
Matthew
Detroit.
Stafford, Matthew Stafford. I think any Detroit to me is a shitty organization.
Yeah. But I'm saying
They,
like for the players, I think the players should
yeah,
actually make a statement too. Where I'm not
yeah,
saying sit out the Super Bowl because like this is a big game for a lot of them, and this is probably once in a
yeah,
lifetime chance for a lot of them. But
yeah,
either during the media week where they got to speak to the media, but like nah, none of us speaking to the media until they fix the shit. Y'all can speak to the
yeah,
owners and shit since they want to be racist.
yeah,
Like I'll do something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But yeah.
But no, the Detroit. Everybody already know about Detroit. Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders already said something about them,
Mm-hmm.
and it still hasn't been fixed. Come on
Yeah, I
now,
know. I know.
like, and that's players. So imagine, so you don't hear shit from head coaches.
Yeah, but that's why I think, yeah, this opens the door for that too. Because, like I said,
Yeah,
Hugh Jackson came out the woodworks, a Marvin Lewis
yeah.
came out the woodworks. Like, if you're going to have Jim Caldwell come out the work, you're going to have all these black coaches going to come out and be like, yeah, let's talk about this shit.
Big Ben, what's the dude that Coach Big Ben?
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, he need to say something because come
Well,
on
he's the
now.
only one that got a chance. Bro, the
Yeah, yeah,
media been
but
trying to get him fired for years, but
yeah,
he
but
never had a losing record.
he still need to say something because he still need to say something because of the fact that ain't no way Big Ben did all of that shit. Like all of the credit pretty
From
much go
a,
to Big Ben. Yeah. And it's
yeah.
like, come on now.
But
Like
that's
I
off
don't give no
brand.
credit.
That's off brand for Mike Tomlin because he's
Yeah.
always been with his players. And I think if he
Yeah.
does that, I think he will lose the trust of some of his players. Cause like, bro, I thought you had our back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what you're saying, but
Yeah.
that's on brand where he always had his players' backs.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He I have my player. So if he have his player back, you come on now. I think Steelers really did try to tank some season when Big Ben was out.
They did, but hey, he still was letting them win. Cause shit, remember when Mason Rudolph had that shit with Miles Garrett? When Miles Garrett
Yeah.
said Mason Rudolph said some racist shit. Imagine
Yeah.
how much it hurt Mike Tomlin to have to defend Mason Rudolph, but he did. He did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. It's on brand with him where it's like I'm going to ride or die for my players. And that's probably why his players play so hard for him. They know so if he's not
Yeah.
going to throw anybody on his team under the
But I
bus.
wouldn't say throw in the bus, but I would say he need to speak on it, be like, look, like I was blessed with this opportunity, and I think, and I'm gonna live proof that they're good black coaches.
Yeah, and the Rooney
Like
rule
if you
works because
give
that's
us
how
a
he got his job.
yeah, and if you give us a chance, we can actually do something
Yeah.
and not just bullshit us.
But
I'm talking about like
ironically, he said he interviewed in Miami. They say he's too hip hop. Miami
who?
Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins said Mike Tomlin was too hip hop. And then Mike Tomlin went to the Steelers and won the Super Bowl. Imagine that. I got it.
Hip hop? Do they
Yeah,
not know?
what does that mean? Yeah.
Do
Swept
hold
under
on,
the
wait,
rug.
do
They
they
don't care
not?
about racism towards blacks. They don't care about racism
No,
towards blacks.
no, no. But do they not know what Miami is known for?
Bro, they don't care about racism towards blacks. I'm telling you. They wanted to say he's too much of a nigger, but they couldn't, so they say he's too hip hop.